Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore for our Season 8 semi-finals in StarCraft 2. We were here 12 months ago. It's fantastic to be back in Singapore again. I've said it a number of times this week, but we absolutely love this place. You guys have been brilliant all week. And it's now time to move on to our second semi-final of the day in StarCraft 2. A matchup that is sure to warm every StarCraft fan's heart. It is a fantastic matchup between two players who come from a very different background indeed. Our first player is a player who won a former Intel Extreme Masters in New York as long ago as 2011. Last year, he was a double Premier Tournament winner and at one point was described as the best Zerg in the world. This year, not so good. He's only managed one final where he got knocked down by life. It's time for a bit of rejuvenation, a bit of a revolution, some might say, for the man that is our first player of the second semi-final. Please welcome DongRaeGu. And he goes up against another CJ Entus player. They really have been fantastic all week. We've seen them in the League of Legends do really well. We've also seen them produce 3 players reaching the last 8. But our man now is the last man alive. We don't see too much of him outside of Korea, so it gives me herO pleasure to welcome herO. Enjoy this one, as I know the crowd here are going to enjoy it. I am too backstage. Let's go over to our commentary team for our second semi-final.
G'day guys, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters in Singapore. Maida and Todd going to bring you the other semi-final here between herO and DongRaeGu. DongRaeGu is a clear crowd favorite, judging by the sound of that Singaporean crowd.
But the real favorite, in my opinion, here is herO, who's been completely overpowering through everybody he's met. The same could also be said about DongRaeGu, except it's going to be his first match versus Protoss here in this tournament.
Yeah.
Whereas herO has shown strength against Intern also in particular, but I do think he's still going to be the favorite here. And DongRaeGu not having played against any Protoss yet here, there is a big question mark. How well can he play versus Protoss? He used to struggle a bit against this race, and how well can he match up versus herO here? It's really the big question here on everybody's
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It is traditionally actually a pretty reasonably decent matchup for him statistically, but the stats haven't really rung true for every player, except for maybe Bomber in this tournament. Some few surprises, some few not very surprising things have happened in this tournament. Yeah. For instance, you know, San with his incredible PVZ statistics.
Epic, you can say it.
Yeah.
Whirlwind was removed by herO here. Understand the choice. This map can be difficult to play on at times. It's always Naniwa's first removal as well. And removing Whirlwind also might mean he's scared of Mutas. Because they're definitely one of the better maps for that. And DongRaeGu also known to be very good with Mutas. He immediately, did he pick Polar Knight?
Looks like we're getting map order instead of the vetoes, or
yeah, we got the vetoes. There is only one veto because it's the best of 5. So Whirlwind plus I did not actually get to see. This is pretty fast, I have to say. It looks like Polar Knight was picked by herO, and then DongRaeGu picked Derelict Watcher. Why do these guys, they know something that I don't? Because picking Polar Knight versus Zerg, it's really weird. I mean, I know we've seen Protoss win a whole bunch on this map so far already in this tournament, and just winning in general versus Zerg, especially thanks to San. But on Polar Knight, you're basically committing yourself to a lot of 2-base aggression, which I guess these Protosses, they don't seem to mind too much, all of that. So Alterzim Waste, that makes a lot more sense here by herO to pick this. Belcher Vestige was picked by DongRaeGu, and Frost will be the last map here if we go up to the 5th game. herO looking...
yeah, he wants to get some of the crowd on his side.
Yeah.
That's right, he's probably the fist. He's pretty smiling, he's pretty happy. Walked out there before Red Eye introduced him with a big grin on his face. Do you think that's confidence? Does he have a plan here?
He seems happy just to be here, I think.
I think that's right.
He's been playing some great games, and it really shows that he's truly happy to be here. And now he's even smiling before a match. This is not very common for players at this level. I mean, not just personality-wise, but also regarding focus. You want to be very focused going into these games. Now, we just had a series where the Protoss completely overpowered the Zerg opponent. Both of these players got to watch this. Do you think there's any chance we might see a hero that copies or emulates the style we just saw out of Sand, which looked basically unstoppable at this point.
I think we probably will maybe one of the games. In case he loses a map or something and he wants to regain the series, he could definitely obviously bust it out. He's got the caliber to be able to pull off that 4-gate as good as Sam, if not better. So we could definitely see that. I agree with you, man.
Polar Knight going to be our first map here. Does herO go for some kind of 2-base? Does he finally try to bust that 3rd base? I guess we saw a game where someone tried to take a 3rd base earlier. And in the end, he was kind of forced into attacking. It was Sand versus Effort. Yeah. He was planning on taking a 3rd base, but because of it basically being cancelled or him being pushed around a little bit too much, he ended up just attacking and winning the game from there. He was committed to some attack, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see something similar here out of herO on this map.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Now, DongRaeGu, the guy on the screen right now, he is the man with the plan. We hope so, because Zergs in the last few ZVPs have been pushed around a little bit. So.
All right, you told me I couldn't call DongRaeGu the original Dong. Then what can we call him? We need a name for him.
Well, not really the original Dong because of J-Dong.
How can he not? Okay, yeah, but J-Dong is the one true Dong then.
The one
which
true
surpasses the original Dong.
Well, you know what?
What can we call him? The one fake Dong? It's not very nice. I know there's a lot of J-Dong fans out there, but
I don't really want to call him Dong 1 or Dong 2. We really have to give him a different Dong.
Yeah, but Dong 2, calling DongRaeGu Dong 2, even though J-Dong takes all these second places.
It's true, it's true. There's a lot of factors with naming a player here, guys. It's going to take a while. Okay, in the top, well, sorry, we're getting a shot of herO here, just as the map loaded. And in the top here, the very northern position of Polar Knight, we have got the CJ Entus player. Make some noise for herO! And in the bottom, you know him, you love him, from Team MVP, this is DongRaeGu!
I really want to find an alternate name or a stage name for DongRaeGu. So if you guys have any suggestions, tweet to us, hashtag IEM, and definitely want to find something.
That's right. We'll try and check it out in between the games. Obviously, our eyes are elsewhere right now. So,
all right, herO going for a pylon up his ramp here. Could we see a gateway opener similarly to what San just previously did? This really tells me that there's a good chance we're going to see a gateway, but we could see a forge and a quick scout, in which case, if you're facing a hatchery first, you can actually do quite an, I would say, exclusive cannon rush on this map, because almost nobody has done it, and he's going to be very strong because of that. Then again, I mean, against DongRaeGu, trying this kind of thing can be very risky. I do think he's going to be a gateway. Let's see what herO goes for here.
Yeah, he's just going to drop it right now, and it will be a gateway just on the top of the ramp there.
DongRaeGu, having watched Sand versus Hydra, he has to be thinking, if I'm facing the same thing, how will I counter it? And I think I mentioned it before, I talked about it, I'm gonna say it again. One of the better ways to play against this build of Sand is to go double hatchery, gas, and then pool. And even Hydra agreed with me. But he said, of course, up to a certain limit. He said that if you can get away with it, obviously it's really good. And I do think that if you did it against Sand, you will get away with it, because he scouts that late, and it doesn't look like he's going to be anything different here by herO. He hasn't scouted yet. He actually took double assimilator very early on. So herO strikes me a little bit more as a Sentry plus Mothership Core expansion kind of guy with no scout at all.
Yeah, he's done it pretty consistently so far. Speaking of scouting, we have got the Overlord of DongRaeGu heading into the main here. He will get a free look, as Zergs often do. So yeah, did DongRaeGu watch much of San's games versus Hydra? Hopefully he's gotten that taste of his mouth from throwing up in his mouth a little bit, if he did see that. But you know.
I was actually sitting next to him, and I heard him complaining a little bit in Korean.
Yeah, just a little bit, I'm sure, just a touch. And there's the fast Nexus here on the way for herO. And DongRaeGu will see that, and Mothership Core on the way as well. So really quite standard from both players. No real signs of craziness just yet, but it is quite early.
Yeah, interesting that DongRaeGu did not go for the 3 hatcheries, but I guess against herO here, maybe he's not sure of what to expect, so he wanted to take a little bit of a safer route. And this guy, also DongRaeGu, is definitely one of those guys that has true belief in himself and knows that he can take the decision throughout the game to make a difference, no matter what happens, even if there is some crazy good aggression set his way. So here, I mean, he's definitely going to have to play to his very best capability to qualify for the finals. At this point, DongRaeGu, he shouldn't be thinking about San and about the finals yet. He needs to focus exclusively on herO, no matter what.
If herO doesn't have his utmost attention, he will absolutely capitalize on it and destroy DongRaeGu. He's too good to just let him get away with that. We got a robo facility.
Yeah, and this is actually going to be spotted instantly. That Overlord will die shortly after seeing that robo, which is a big piece of information here. I mean, this can only mean there's going to be some kind of immortal pressure, or big push. Could be an all-in, could be just a semi-all-in, could be just I think up to a certain limit, he has to commit a minimum to this. You cannot get a robo like this and then do nothing with it. We could be seeing a War Prism, although I do feel it's less likely, especially with such late gateways here.
Yeah, I'm feeling immortal here.
Actually, these gateways, they don't line up very well. The Zerglings are going to get in there.
There's an opening, and they're going to get a free Stalker here. This is pretty big for DongRaeGu. The Lings get sentry'd out, but they're actually going to get a couple probes here. No, they're going to leave the probe line and get into the main and have a look. One probe tries to go for the block, does get the block there. herO denying the Lings of DongRaeGu. Will he get the sentry? Will he get some probes? No more energy left. The sentry goes down. These Lings have been great for DongRaeGu so far.
The Mothership Core is coming back, but he's quite far. Oh, he cancels it. He didn't really make the final.
Here and have a look. Immortal on the way here for herO as predicted. And DongRaeGu just really getting a great bit of information and some kills with these Lings as well.
Yeah, Big Mama's here, and she's going to save the day for now. But this was not a random attempt, by the way, by DongRaeGu. He had an Overlord just right above this wall. He saw that there was a hole in there. He went for the run by. It worked. Behind this, he's going to be in a great position. I mean, he's already on 40 drones against 32 probes. He's making even more drones now. He's getting the Roach Warren. He's going to start saturating his third base. I really like the way DongRaeGu has done this already.
Yeah, he knows exactly what he's up against.
That Overlord above the wall at the expansion of herO, it's got every bit of information it wants. It's going to know exactly how many units are moving out and when exactly.
He's going to see the Immortal. Does see the Immortal there. So, yeah, if DongRaeGu didn't know now, he definitely knows. And, well, he's got the Roach Warren. He made 10 Lings. Mothership Core heading into the main here. And herO dropping 4 more gates, but 5 more gates. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we knew something like this could happen. And he's
7
actually
gates in total.
He's actually on two gases, so he could just build up his sentry count from there and hit a little bit of a later timing than, for example, what San will do with this, which will be mostly Zealot heavy with a War Prism aggression. He actually queues a 4th Immortal. I'm quite surprised here. I did not expect for him to make this many, but as I said, he can go for a later timing here, just because this is to be expected, this attack out of him. DongRaeGu, at this point, he has to start wondering, why hasn't my opponent moved out yet? How many Immortals is he going? Is he going for a fake here? Is he maybe going for the backdoor expansion, taking down the rocks behind there?
Well, everything is up in the air a little bit. DongRaeGu just still making units. 6 more Roaches on the way, getting a lair as well. And I love that he's getting a lair right now.
And ideally, when you're doing this as a Protoss, you want to build up your sentry count up to 10 sentries. Now, this is not the original Forge expansion into Immortal Push. Actually, herO's moving out without his War Prism. Mothership Core here.
DongRaeGu's going to try and get a bit of a flank here.
Oh, he's trying to get a good position. herO has no vision. He's going to lose some sentries.
The Lings on the high ground. They're getting right up in the face of this attack. The Lings on the back, wrapping around the Immortals. Will they take them down? Will it be enough? DongRaeGu looking like he might be able to take out one. The War Prism can micro. Lots of Roaches left for DongRaeGu, but he's going to have to give it up for now. Just a little bit too much. He's pushing it back. herO retreating just... Yeah, he will retreat here, picking up the Warp Prism.
10 minutes mark, 130 supply. This is the difference between a top Zerg and just a good one. DongRaeGu here, injecting perfectly, macroing on spot every single time. He's taking one more extractor in his main. He's getting a ton of Roaches, he's getting speed. Look at how much supply he's getting. And at what speed? He's going to be maxed out very, very soon if he keeps going like this. He's actually adding some drones now, which I'm a little bit surprised about, because he knows his opponent does not have a third base yet. Will he go for Derelict or just keep on massing Roaches? I think Roaches seem like a good choice for now with a ton of Zergling in support. He's actually started 4 more drones now.
Wow, so he's trying.
He feels very confident.
Yeah, he definitely feels like he's held this. Like there's not going to be too much of a threat from herO. So going to get that economy up, going to take a bit more of a lead. He definitely has a lead right now.
Yeah.
Pretty comfortably.
herO's not going to be transitioning out of this. He's not getting the gases on his expansion. He stopped pro production a long time ago. Look at his money, actually. He's got a ton of money. It is going to be supply blocked for some time.
This is a
99
little
out
bit
of
sloppy
100.
from herO.
Yeah, this is not the herO we've seen so far in this tournament.
Maybe he just, you know, how he was smiling, he was just happy to be this far, and he's like, okay.
No. There is no chance for that one.
13 more roaches for DongRaeGu and the Hydralisk, the Hydra Den on the way as well. These roaches barreling on the natural here. Nothing at home for herO right now. It's all out on the map. He's going to start sniping down the Nexus. The Nexus is going to go down. There's no way the Mushroom Call can do this, but back at the third of DongRaeGu, the Immortals, the Zealots. This is an extremely powerful army from herO. They're going to almost certainly take the set. Oh, DongRaeGu's going to leave without killing the Nexus. DongRaeGu is coming home. He's being intercepted. Maybe it was all on one hotkey or something. These roaches here trying to get a bit of a flank.
Oh, he's getting back next to the Nexus, but actually, I guess he's going to get it no matter what, because herO is not paying attention. And herO has completely steamrolled this third base, but there's still a trillion roaches out on the map right now. 45 in total. DongRaeGu is going to go for the flank from two sides. There is no Guardian Shield, no force field available for herO. He needs to reinforce a little bit more to help support these Immortals.
Yeah, he's getting into a nice spot though. Not much surface area for these roaches. The drones need to be pulled. The third is down. Can he get the natural as well? Some warp ins here from herO. The roaches right up in his face though. Some nice warp prism micro with the Immortals. The roaches are in a huge concave, and it looks like DongRaeGu is actually starting to take a pretty healthy lead here. 76 army supply over to 39. He just keeps coming through. He keeps pushing through. The Immortals getting low. The warp prism picking them up though. Nice micro from herO. They do die. One of them's dead. Reinforcement though is not very long. It's not a very long way for him to reinforce this.
Oh my god, hero's almost making this work.
Some sentries being walked in, they die almost immediately.
Oh, he needs to macro with his warp prism. It's his only chance here.
He is microing a little bit. The mortal is getting low though. So is the roach counter DongRaeGu.
What?
herO is still pushing this through. He's still got enough units. The Immortals are alive. Kalaris said in the last game, the Immortals are immortal. They just won't die here.
Is he seriously doing this? DongRaeGu's preparing a flank. He's bringing in the drones.
He's going to pull the drones from the third. Oh my god. Roaches from the main. He has to stop this. This is an all-in from herO. But DongRaeGu could very possibly die here. The drones are all dying. Oh my god. And he still has a tiny little bit of an army supply lead, but these are roaches versus Immortals with a warp prism to help as well. Can he do it? Can he do it? He's going to snipe them one by one. I think this might be okay for DongRaeGu now.
Oh, it looks like DongRaeGu's going to hold, but he's down to 24 drones against 38 probes. If he re-expands behind this, if he rebuilds his sentry count, it's going to be quite all right. This has been defended, but at what cost? I mean, those Immortals, they got over 50 kills together.
Oh, I'm sure they did. It definitely looked like they did.
One of them had 31 kills, the other one 20-something. This is ridiculous. I cannot believe herO almost pulled this off, and then DongRaeGu ends up barely holding, losing a ton of drone. He's going to try to rebuild his economy from there, but those Immortals, 34 kills for one of them. Are you serious?
Yes, he is very, very serious. He's serious about winning. He's serious about PvZ. The Immortals coming into the main here. Some roaches split because he knows that he's trying to juke a little bit. Ooh, nearly getting that one Immortal.
Playing with fire here a little bit. One more Immortal was started back in herO's base. I'm actually surprised he hasn't transferred probes yet because his main is overly saturated. But this harass here is gonna go uncontested. The Hydralisk Den was thrown down in the natural, and it got sniped.
Absolutely, and that's pretty huge. Just Roach is not so great, especially when you got 3 Immortals. They are very, very low there, just pulling out. Hydralisk really would have been extremely helpful for DongRaeGu if he had them during that first attack.
DongRaeGu feels he has to retake his third, so he's gonna restart it. But if herO was to drop down those Immortals there, he could actually snipe that quite quickly before the Roaches could even get there. Maybe he's trying to go for the Queen here. Has to be careful. If he takes too much damage on that Warp Prism and loses it, the game will end right there and then.
Yeah, the Warp... gonna get a Queen here. Nearly got a Queen. Just micro back by DongRaeGu. Oh, the Warp Prism getting a little bit low, so be careful. The Roaches... nearly getting...
Heart attack.
My blood pressure isn't good enough for a game like this.
And DongRaeGu's going for a counter attack here. Oh, force field! He needs to force field!
He's gonna have to force field here. The Roaches are already in the natural. He's getting force field and he has to leave. He needs to leave.
God.
Oh my god. DongRaeGu's gonna lose a lot of Roaches here, and the third's gonna go down. Will he cancel it in time? Does cancel. It remakes it because the Roaches have arrived.
Great force fields here. Yes, force fields still exist, and I can imagine Idra shaking his head right now.
Oh, he's backstage, probably over a bucket, trying to be sick. A lot of Immortals here.
Man, this Warp Prism plus these 2 Immortals, all of these units have like no hit points. 35 kills and 33, not bad.
That's
field day for these Immortals.
It's a good unit. It's doing pretty well for it, and his micro has been amazing as well.
Hero's moving out. He has to be careful. He has to stay around here, make sure he has a time warp available and some good force fields to be able to fight this army of roaches off. And I mean, at this point, DongRaeGu, his economy is basically really, really bad compared to what it was earlier. He has no Hydralisk 10. He's basically on pure roaches against a ton of Immortals. Some of them so angry, they got 70 kills, the two of them together.
My God. They continue to move on. Here are going to warp in and reinforce this attack. This push straight through the middle. Army supply very similar.
herO won a fight earlier, or basically he won huge engagements with 50 less army supply. Now they have the same army supply, about the same. herO just has a little bit less. What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, coming from the back with roaches. There are a lot of Immortals though. My God, there are 6 Immortals in this army. They're pushing through. The roaches coming here, they're just going to have to posture, just taking it easy in the natural. DongRaeGu trying to get a position. Force fields go down, the drones have already been pulled. Where are the roaches from the back? Here they come. There's a lot of Immortals still, a couple more force fields from herO. DongRaeGu plummeting in supply. I think herO's done it. He's pushing through. GG takes game number 1 from DongRaeGu.
And he definitely can show happiness here, because this was not going to be an easy one ever. After the start that he had, it was looking like it was going to be a 1-0 lead for DongRaeGu for sure, but this man here was able to make it happen. I cannot believe. I really thought if anybody had asked me to bet in the middle of that game, I never would have bet on herO, because that moment he attacked, it just started happening for him. DongRaeGu went for the counter attack. He was able to snipe the natural, but he didn't have enough back at home, especially Hydralisk-wise. He didn't have any Hydralisk just yet. If he had had a few of them, they really would have helped. DongRaeGu did not pull the drone early on, and I mean, with some nice force fields, and actually the building positioning of DongRaeGu kind of played against him around that natural. We're really starting to see Protosses with perfect force fields. All the top Protosses, they always have perfect force fields, and they really abuse the overlay of the map by always taking good engagement, trapping half of the army of their opponent, and now herO here did no different than that.
Yeah, he really hit that perfect timing, like that sweet spot to take the lead away from DongRaeGu, because at that point in the game, DongRaeGu was definitely pretty far ahead. He was doing a great job. I mean, if he had the Hydralisks, then that engagement would have been very, very, very different.
Someone suggested King Dong as a nickname for DongRaeGu.
Well, let's make a promise to that guy on Twitter that if he wins here, we will call him the King Dong.
King Dong against King Kong.
Unfortunately, without a kingdom, there can be no king. At the moment, it's looking like Protoss feeling pretty happy right now.
Yeah, herO, he wants that PvP finals. I'm sure he will be very confident versus San.
Well, actually, San's PvP is quite good as well, but in the meantime, we'll have to see if DongRaeGu can upset that prediction. Derelict Watcher will be in our next match, and this is actually a really good map for DongRaeGu, I feel.
Is it now, after what we just saw?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. The loading has begun. DongRaeGu looking very focused, possibly a tiny bit sleepy. Here we go. In the top, the bottom left here from CJ Entus, currently up 1 map and looking like he may want a proxy. Give it up for CJ Entus' herO!
Oh my God.
OMG,
I did not
Todd.
expect this to happen here.
In the top right here from Team MVP makes DongRaeGu!
herO is anticipating some kind of hatchery first, possibly double hatchery, in which case, I mean, this could be spotted, because I'm definitely thinking herO's going to be proxying around the 3rd base. So you can really proxy on the natural here. This will get spotted way too easily. Now, DongRaeGu, does he go for hatch first? Does he do anything a little bit greedier than just a hatch first? For example, a gas after hatch first? And herO, which proxy does he go for? Does he go for the standard double gateway Zealot, which is the most likely scenario here?
Yeah.
He could go for the PvP proxy with like the Zealot and then a couple Stalkers, but I don't think against someone like DongRaeGu it will ever work. This definitely should be like a 10-10 gateway into Zealots. And let's see, okay, first gateway goes down at 10. He's not making a probe just yet.
Yeah, I think
this is going to be 10-10, okay.
Yep. So Zealot pressure on DongRaeGu, proxy Zealot pressure.
All eyes are looking at DongRaeGu now.
That's
Does he
right.
go for a standard pull first? Does he go for hatchery first? I really would not be surprised if he's going for hatchery first.
Oh my God, DongRaeGu, please no.
I mean, this does not mean an automatic loss here just yet. It really depends on what he does after that, and the way he's going to react to the proxy as well. When he sees the Zealots, he's going to have to take decisions very quickly. Has he ever faced this? Does he know what he needs to do? some players are actually very good against this kind of proxies. Like Cats, for example, knows exactly what to do. Some of these Zergs out there, they're getting cheese all the time.
The drone's been pulled here. Will he see the proxy?
Oh, the gas
He's going to come up and have a look. There it is. DongRaeGu is seeing that proxy.
The extractor is going down in the main of DongRaeGu. Is he going to cancel that? No, not just yet. He still wants to keep it.
He's cancelled the hatchery.
Oh, wow. This is actually quite surprising here, but I guess he knows he cannot keep it, but it could have tanked some damage in all the while, so...
Yeah, first 2 Zealots are on the way. DongRaeGu's finding gas.
Against this, you need to start spine crawlers, get a queen, some Zerglings, and mining the gas here. It really feels like DongRaeGu is feeling comfortable against this. He needs to be careful not to underestimate it. And those hero transition, he's not transitioning. He's still on 12 probes. He's only making Zealots, only chrono boosting Zealots.
Yeah, extremely aggressive, as all in can be with this proxy.
I think if DongRaeGu gets 1 or 2 spine up, he has won the game. But now he needs to buy himself enough time. Those 2 Zealots, they're going to want to fight against the drones as soon as possible. There is a probe in there as well. 3 Zealots now. He's trying to get a surround.
He's trying, couple Zealots in the probe, trying to help as well. 3 Zealots now in the main of DongRaeGu.
First spine goes
spine
down.
crawler, yep, in the back of the minerals there. Great position for that spine crawler from DongRaeGu.
And it was a mistake to let the extractor finish and to even mine from it at this point. But it looks like DongRaeGu is actually reacting quite well to this, getting the queen now as well.
Yep, the queen will definitely help a lot, especially with the links buffering. Spine crawler looking like it's going to go up there. That one's definitely going to be taken out by these Zealots. Oh, he gets them both of them! Oh my god, a huge misclick from DongRaeGu. He must have double-clicked. Oh my god, these Zealots of herO trying to get a great position, and now DongRaeGu needs to wait even longer for that spine crawler.
I mean, this has to be it here. I mean, he has a few Zerglings, some drones, the queen, but these Zealots, they're going to do a ton of damage. DongRaeGu has to fight at this point.
He's fighting right now. These Zealots are destroying absolutely everything like a hot side blade through butter. And GG, herO takes him with a big blunder from DongRaeGu.
And herO is like, well, you know what, son? You like to warp in Zealots and kill Zergs? I can do it even more quickly than you.
Oh my god, man, I've just got my head in my eyes. That's just... Poor DongRaeGu. I gotta say, how do you feel after a game like that? What do you think?
Crushed. You feel very bad. I think you can see the look on his face. A little bit of disbelief here. He's gonna regret this choice of letting the extractor finish and mining from the gas. He did not need gas. He was already anticipating some kind of transition. He was like, well, you know what? This has been spotted. I'm going to get 1 or 2 spine, I'm going to defend, and then from there I get speed, and I'm really far ahead. But no, he underestimated this rush. I mentioned it. You cannot underestimate this. Only once it's defended, you can start getting confident and basically doing things like mining from your gas. So
he was seconds away from having a spine crawler in his mineral line, man. That's just... the hugest misclick that I've ever seen DongRaeGu do. So we're going to be gearing into the next game. It will be Alterzim Waste. DongRaeGu, one last chance to get it right. One last chance to fight back against herO here. He needs to win the next 3 games.
Alterzim Waste, not the easiest map to make it happen on, but actually it was herO's pick.
Oh,
DongRaeGu, his map was Derelict. He lost on it, he's down by 2 games. Now Aquilon is going to be also hard for him to make it happen, but remember, he's one... I would say DongRaeGu is definitely one of those best macro Zergs there are, and if he manages to take a lot of bases and somewhere outsmart his opponents, I'm sure he's able to bring it back, basically.
Just look at the difference in expression for both players. I mean, herO is stretching, smiling in the booth. DongRaeGu already looks so dejected. He might need some help from the crowd to get his spirits up for game number 3. We might have to give him a nice big cheer when we introduce him for his chance. He doesn't need to win the next 3 games. herO, 1 game away from a grand finals versus Sun. All right, guys, let's get into it. In the top left here from CJ Entis, this is herO. Can he do it? Can he come back? This is MVP's DongRaeGu. Tons of crowd support there for DongRaeGu. He really, really needs every single trick in the book, including crowd support here, to come back against this extremely scary Protoss.
Actually, I made a mistake. DongRaeGu is the one that was nicknamed the One True Dong before. Oh. I just think it's a weird nickname where there are 2 such strong dongs out there.
Yeah.
And the One True Dong
such
actually...
dong, such strength. Yeah.
Not doing too well so far in this series. Is definitely going to have to change things up, be very careful. Interesting pylon by herO. I mean, it's not every Protoss that you get to see that goes for pylons in their wall, but those those Kespa Protosses, they go for it from time to time, and they're able to make it work very, very well because they basically close their wall very early. And I do think we're going to see a Forge here, by the way. And behind this, if you get sentries, you're going to be quite safe against everything. What would you be scared of if you put your pylon like this in your ramp? What would you be weak against? Baneling Bust. But players have gotten so much better in general at scouting all-ins and defending them that nobody really ever tries that often, unless you're herO and you want to try for a proxy gate.
That's right. We did see that in the last game. We got a hatch first again from DongRaeGu, just like the last game as well, which is interesting because both those maps were very short rush distance. So,
actually, Nexus first without a scout. This should be followed up by we say Forge and a scout. Would be very surprised if he didn't scout behind this. Actually, no Forge going down. Oh, he's sending out another probe.
Okay, so pretty greedy here from herO this opening.
I mean, not much that could punish him. DongRaeGu would have had to blind counter, and being down 2 games, I don't think you will see too many Zergs trying to go for some kind of super quick Zergling rush.
Yeah, it would be a little bit too risky. We got a Forge going down here for herO as he goes out across the map, getting that second pylon as well as the ramp. So yeah, definitely Bane bustable, but that's going to be not something that we have to deal with for a while. Obviously, the probe coming in here into the natural, having a bit of a look, getting into the main now.
I think in the first game, DongRaeGu got the better end of the mind games, but in the second one, it was definitely herO, and now in the third one so far as well, who chose the better build to try and trick his opponents.
Getting into the main now, having a good look, seeing the gas being mined and the pool going down the way, so he knows that it was hatch gas pool. And also, DongRaeGu getting in here with his overlords. So both players keeping very real with each other, very true, and double gas being taking in the main top.
Okay, yeah, this is just very standard so far. I like that herO, he delays his cannon for as long as possible. You see that? He made the gateway, the 2 gas, and he saw that the pool was not even finished yet. So why make your cannon if the links are not even out? So he delayed this very, very long. Now he's going to be able to keep on chrono boosting a lot of probes, and his tech is going to be a lot faster than it would have been otherwise. Because he starts the stability score very quickly as well.
He's very nervous with that probe position there, just sort of hiding, but it's a little bit too easy to scout anything down there. Got a
DongRaeGu, I think he wants to stay on 2 bases for a while here before trying and taking a third. herO is up by 2 games. He can try for something crazy here, some kind of quick Dark Templars, but is he really going to? He can just maybe play standard, keep on outplaying his opponent, and secure himself the 3-0 win. Just because you're up by 2 games doesn't mean you need to go for around too much.
DongRaeGu is scouting, and he's actually taking his third right now, so he's not going to wait on 2 base for very long.
Yeah, having the speed here on the way is going to make him confident enough to defend. This time he's against a Forge Expand, which is completely different than the gateway opener we saw so many times from San, from herO as well. I'm pretty sure that DongRaeGu feels a lot more comfortable playing against the Forge Expand rather than the gateway.
Absolutely. This is a pretty old style, of course. DongRaeGu's heyday was dealing with Protoss doing this exact same opening.
What is this second pylon like next to the first one? Usually you spread them out so that you can get vision. Oh, is he going to throw down a ton of gateways here? At least 2 more. He should go up to 4 gateways in total. So I think maybe here 1 more.
Good position on this overlord of DongRaeGu. He's actually going to be sending it in to have a look.
And you know what, herO? Since he's getting the +1, he could go for some pressure. The thing is, there is speed down on the map. DongRaeGu is going to work a lot not to let any pylon being proxied near him. And this is actually scouted immediately. DongRaeGu is pretty old school. This was already being used in Wings of Liberty on maps like Antigua Shipyard. So he's going to know exactly what this build order is here. He's going to know exactly when this hits and when to get his roaches. Look, he's getting his roach warren now. He should be quite all right against this aggression. That could come. That won't necessarily come every single time. This could be a 4 gateway fake into a quick third base.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough with the creep spread.
There's Zerglings everywhere.
Yeah, he really wants to find a proxy pylon. In fact, there's a probe in the middle he's about to catch.
Behind this, wouldn't be surprised if we see a Twilight Council go down as the +1 is almost finished here. And herO is going to look to take a third, I think.
Micro there from DongRaeGu, losing a couple lings, but does come up to the ramp to have a look. The Mothership Core, and he sees all the sentries. So, going to pull back here. Ling's going to pull back. Third being taken by herO as he moves out. +1 just about to finish. Just looks like it's Sentry and Mothership Core just for now.
Yeah, I really like the way DongRaeGu has droned up. He's droned up quite a lot. 52 drones right now to 45 probes. And if he keeps going like this, definitely going to be in a good position. He's actually scared of an attack right now. He's just made a few roaches for nothing because he thought there was going to be aggression coming. His overload was maybe a little bit too far from that third base, and he saw it at some points. Not sure when exactly.
Well, there was all the sentries that he ran into, and the sentries sort of moved out, sort of a little bit of a fake from herO to try and force some units, and it definitely worked.
I'm surprised herO hasn't thrown down the Twilight just yet. Maybe he was not that confident in holding some kind of attack in case he gets attacked with just a very fewer units than he would have otherwise. So now he's gonna delay that for the moment, going for the robotics facility. Okay, the Twilight finally goes down. Does he go for Colossus in support? Does he try and get Blink and +2 first? I guess we're gonna see. This is still, I'm not feeling quite certain about what herO's gonna do. Ooh, that overload on the third base. He's gonna get sniped by sentries. Nicely done here.
Yeah, that is nicely done. He's only got a little, he had an overlord behind that as well, so he's not going to be supply blocked too long. Nice snipe though. We've got a Hydralisk Den coming out a little bit earlier and a very quick infestation pit on the way from DongRaeGu as well.
DongRaeGu is very important right now that he scouts what he's up against exactly. He wants to know what tech herO is going to go for.
He's going to see it.
Yeah, he's going to morph an Overseer and go for the scout. If Stalkers are walked in, this will get killed, in which case I think regardless, the Overseer is going to be able to he's going to be able to see that Blink is being researched.
Yep.
And from there, herO is going to know what his opponent knows and can choose what to do as well. But DongRaeGu, I really like that he got the Hydralisk Den and the Infestation Pit. He has every options available to him right now, except maybe for the Spire.
And it looks like he might actually, if he micros that Overseer, he won't see the army of herO.
Yeah, and he starts to Hive. This is interesting.
Whoa.
Not sure what he wants to reach. He might be thinking, with Roaches and Hydras, I cannot lose to just Blink Stalkers and Immortals, which is not always true. So he's going to need Colossus. So if I get Vipers in advance, I could have a huge edge against my opponent. And look, we have the Robo Bay going down. If DongRaeGu, can I guess? Oh, wow, that's almost did not work here. Lots of force fields being thrown down. herO maybe getting a little bit nervous here, knowing he's up by 2 games.
Zerglings coming down here, they will get this one probe. They're going to do a bit of harassment. Mashikor kind of just out of position here, but it's not too far. A bit of a warp in there. The Lings are going to just get taken out in the retreat.
By the way, this is really cool. We see this a lot from Kespa players. Everything lines up perfectly, and right now, herO's getting the Robo Bay. Before it finishes, he makes a Wall Prism to be able to harass or make something happen. So as soon as the Robo Bay finishes, he's going to basically be able to start Colossus production immediately. He's added on a few extra gateways, and now he's moving across the map with his Mothership Core. He actually
with +2, with Blink.
Yeah, he might get in that position on that potential third base, fourth base, just between the main and the natural, and just sit there for a moment. Actually, he barely steps on creep and then moves back. Well, he's whopping in units in the main.
He saw the Hydras with his Phoenix. Anyway, hold that thought. He's going to come back here. Zealots in the main, going to try to do some harassment. Some Roaches popping out at pretty nice time, but they are right in the face of the Zealots here. Meanwhile,
DongRaeGu is moving out of position. This top right-hand side base might get sniped here, but keep in mind there is the Viper in production. If that Mothership Core gets sniped, herO is essentially stuck out on the map. So he's gonna have to be very careful. I think he snipes this base and then recalls out. He needs to leave a unit at the Watchtower. He's gonna just that with the Stalker. He might have to force field. He force fields in advance.
This hatchery's all is definitely going down. There we go. And recalls. Free damage there for herO.
Wow, so well executed. And DongRaeGu, it looks like he wants to go on some kind of tilt counter-attack, because at this point it doesn't make much sense to attack without the Vipers. He needs to wait for them. He's charging one of those on energy, but there's only one right now. Second Viper is on the way, but he's going to need more than just 2 Vipers, I think, even though there's just one Colossus.
He's going to pull back. He knows that this is probably not a very good decision. herO chasing him back a little bit. That one Stalker on the Watchtower being chased away. The Roaches and Hydras of DongRaeGu going back. And there's actually a Warp Prism in the main of herO, which herO isn't paying attention to. Looks like DongRaeGu's going to snipe that. A nice little move there from DongRaeGu. He needs every edge he can get, because this is a big Protoss ball heading up through the middle. It's going on the creep now.
Oh, he has to be very careful. This is timing where Zerg is really, really strong, because he has Vipers, he's maxed out, and herO is not yet maxed out. So if he fights now, Terminus is not even finished. He has +3 on the way. He's getting a force base. I don't think that herO attacking here is a good idea. He has to be very careful. Things could go wrong very, very easily.
He wants to get the 4th base and recall again, possibly. DongRaeGu.
Yeah, he's just going to recall.
Yeah, okay. Too much Zerg on the dance floor. Does need to get out of there. This one hallucinated Phoenix still just sort of having a look, but he didn't actually scout too much there. DongRaeGu now approaching max, getting a great Aspire.
DongRaeGu knows that this is the moment. He's the strongest against this army of herO, but actually herO has done a good job almost maxing out at this point, and he might go for a timing. I think he's gonna go for a timing. Only 2 Vipers, but they have a ton of energy. He could use 1 Blinding Cloud and some very good abducts. He needs the Overseer. He might pull the hallucination into his army.
Yeah, he can't pull hallucinations out here. Doesn't have that much energy to pull all of them. There's the real Colossus, and 1 of them, 2 of them will go down. No, they get saved by herO. Great micro, and DongRaeGu gets shredded to pieces. He has to retreat completely. Too much Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, he missed his timing. He thought he was going to be able to engage out on the map. In the end, herO recalled. He kind of peed his pants in the top right-hand side. He's like, oh my god, this guy's Viper. I'm out of here. I don't think this was all planned to buy himself a little bit more time. Then DongRaeGu, he rushes across the map off creep. He tries to go for his timing, but it's too late. Protoss already has 172 army supply instead of just the 150 that he had a minute before. Yeah. So now, DongRaeGu, his only chance is going to be reaching some kind of Broodlord's army composition because he has the greatest fire, but he hasn't made any Corruptors just yet.
I don't think that hero's going to let him get there, man.
I don't think he's going to give him any time. He's getting Templars now, might see Archons, yes. He's morphing in Archons. He's getting Zealots to help tank in front of this Colossus and Stalker army.
Oh, God.
+3 finished.
DongRaeGu is in so much trouble. He doesn't have an answer for this many Colossi. Not to mention all the Zealots as well. He's going to engage here. He has to. And there's the Stalkers. There's some force fields there, and Upduck does get one of the Colossi. Pulling back. Warp Prism there to reinforce for herO if in case. And DongRaeGu's in a bit of an awkward spot here, being pushed back into his natural. One Colossus goes down. herO is 111 supply. Just GG. herO takes a pretty nice solid 3-0 there over DongRaeGu, who unfortunately gets eliminated. Means we're going to be seeing a PvP grand final.
Protoss good unit.
Protoss is a great unit, Todd.
And herO here, he played so well. The recalls, man. This is actually really hard to do. Like all that we just saw, him moving out on the right time, throwing down the perfect force fields. And you know that game sense, going for the Warp Prism in the main, this was pretty much the winning move, I think, for me. He sent in Zealots in the main. He knew that the entire army of Jaedong will go out of position for this because Jaedong, he has to question himself. There is a Warp Prism. I'm sorry. Mistaking a Dong for another one.
The one true Dong, yep.
DongRaeGu, he sent his entire army in the main because he didn't know how many more Zealots were going to be warped in there. And I mean, at this point, he had to send a lot of units, but not his entire army. And herO, he seized the opportunity. He knew that was going to happen. He had a lot of hallucinated phoenixes scouting around his army, which is also very hard to do, and not everybody does it. And he went for the snipe on that top right-hand side base, at which point he finds himself on 4 bases against a 4-base Zerg. This is the beauty of Alterzim Waste. This is the way you should play this map, and now herO equalizing the bases counts. He was in a great lead. He didn't let go of it. He moved out at a weird timing. He recalled out at the right time. And in the end, it was enough for him to secure himself the 3-0. Very impressive.
That's right, cut and dry. PVZ and herO will go on to face San. In the meantime, guys, hope you have enjoyed the cast so far. We're going to cross over to Paul on the stage.
Thank you very much, Maynard there, and Todd, fantastic commentary, and congratulations to herO. 3-0 winner, ladies and gentlemen. A terrific match. I think we start back at map 1. Map 1 had me sitting backstage and watching, and I know the crowd as well, with our hearts in our mouths, just thinking, how has herO won that? I guess some of the pro players are just shouting at me right now, going, Immortals, Red Eye, Immortals. But explain how map 1 went your way when you were so far behind against DRG. He had map control, he had the supply lead, everything was going his favor, and then somehow 2 Immortals get you 70 kills. How?
첫 맵에서 엄청 불리한 상황에서 역전을 해가지고 이겼는데 어떻게 이겼는지 한번 스스로 설명을 한다면 어떤가요?
연습 때 연습 때 제 주특기 빌드인데요. 그냥 무난하게 끝나는 상황도 있었지만 이런 상황도 많이 나왔기 때문에 연습된 상황이어서 제가 잘 대처해서 이겼던 것 같아요.
Well, this is a build I play mostly when I train, and I was used to that situation because I played so much games when I trained, and yeah.
So hold on. So you're used to going behind by almost double supply and then still winning.
Yeah.
진짜 연습을 할 때 그렇게 인구수도 거의 2배 차이 나고 그런 상황이 많이 나왔었는지.
그 빌드가 좀 극과 극인 빌드라서 막히면은 그런 상황이 나와서 거의 그런 상황 나왔던 것 같아요. 근데 좀 방금 전 상황은 좀 솔직히 좀 오반 것 같고 방금 전 상황이랑 비슷하게 나왔던 것 같아요.
Well, it was not exactly the same when I trained, but this build is like when it works, it works perfectly fine, and I just win. But when I kind of do mistakes, I can get behind, but still win.
Okay, map 2 was a... Yeah, there was almost a white ra in there, wasn't there? When I get behind, I can still win. Map 2 is a proxy. Again, were you already planning to do that in your mind? Was that something that you thought, hang on, I can catch him out with this?
마지막 맵 3에서는 전진 빌드를
2에서?
네, 2에서 전진 빌드를 했었는데 일부러 그거를 먼저 생각하고 한 빌드인지 아니면 즉흥적으로 하는 빌드인가요?
좀 즉흥적으로 했는데요. 연습 때 제가 레더에서 좀 여러 가지 빌드를 많이 쓰는 편인데 대회에서 많이 못 보여드렸던 것 같고 심리전도 제가 많이 안 썼던 것 같아가지고 이번 기회에 한번 여러 가지 빌드 쓰면서 심리전도 한번 참가해서 게임을 해보면 어떨까 해서 한번 해봤는데 되게 성공적이었던 것 같아요.
So I never really planned to do that, but when I play ladder and train, I use very different build orders, also like proxy gates and stuff. So I never really showed that at tournaments, so I thought it's a good choice at this tournament to show it and play some mind games.
Yeah, definitely did that. Map 2 for sure. So let's talk about the final now. You unfortunately are not going to play a CJ Entus player because your teammate lost in the other semi-final, but you play a player who's playing very well this week, San. How do you feel that you match up against him?
아쉽게도 이제 CJ 상대로 결승은 하진 못하지만 산이라는 선수가 결승에서 기다리고 있는데 산에 대해서는 어떻게 생각하는지 그리고 뭐 결승에 올라간 소감은 어떤지?
일단 아무렇지도 않게 그냥 모르는 선수였는데 저희 팀 선수를 2명이나 이겼기 때문에 지금 굉장히 좀 기분이 언짢아요, 그 선수한테. 그래가지고 결승전에서 만난다면은 좀 이전 경기와 같은 포스로 좀 처참히 밟아줄 계획입니다. 결승 올라온 소감에 대해서 그리고 제가 이 그림을 좀 꿈에서도 되게 많이 그려왔던 그림인데 되게 좋은 흐름으로 잘 흘러와서 되게 좋고요. 마지막 마무리 잘해가지고 그림 꼭 완성시키고 싶어요.
Yeah, that was a lot. So first of all, facing San, I'm really kind of disappointed that I can't face a CJ, my teammates in the final. But I saw San beating my teammates, and I really want to get revenge and pay it back to him. So I'll really focus on that game and try to beat him like DongRaeGu in this game. And also getting in the finals is really, really nice, and I'm really so happy because I always imagined that in my dreams, getting to a big final in a big tournament. So yeah.
Fantastic. There isn't just one hero, there are two heroes in StarCraft. Are you the best hero now?
스타2에서
He knew what I asked.
히로인 선수가 2명이잖아요. 송현덕도 선수도 있는데 그 둘 중 히로 중에 제일 잘하는 히로인가요?
네? 제일 잘하는 히어로는 누군가요?
히로이 2명 있으니까 그 중에 더 잘하는 히로인지.
이게 솔직히 그 전부터 막 잘한다고 했는데 제가 프로리그에서도 많이 지고 그 선수한테 그래가지고 뭐라 말해야 될지 모르겠어요. 근데 지금은 제가 더 잘하는 것 같아요.
So this is a really hard question, and well, I used to lose to him a lot in Pro League, so I never really wanted to speak out that I am better than him. But I think at this moment, I'm better.
The hero gauntlet is thrown down. One last question. We don't know enough about you because you very rarely play outside of Pro League and outside of Korea. It's fantastic to have you here in Singapore. So I just want to ask you, do you have a nickname already, or is there something that maybe that people in Singapore can come up with for you? Because you smile a lot, and I'm just thinking some kind of smiling assassin would fit you well.
해외대회에서 이제 해외 팬들이 많이 아직까지는 못 봤는데 이번 처음이죠. 처음으로
네.
이렇게 보게 됐는데 혹시 한국에서 이제 프로리그 하면서 뭐 닉네임 같은 게 있나요? 왜냐면 이제 닉네임을 좀 많이 웃는 것 같아서 웃는 암살자 막 그런 걸로 짓고 싶은데.
아 진짜요?
네.
멋있다.
아니면 다른 닉네임이 벌써 있나요?
팬들이 불러주시는?
네.
딱히 없는 것 같은데. 근데 방금 말씀해주신 거 되게 마음에 드는 것 같아요.
So well, I don't really have another nickname, but Smiling Assassin sounds really good.
Okay. I'm going to let him go now because I've tortured him long enough. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the second semi-final, CJ enters herO. We are set for a battle royal in the grand final. It's coming up very soon. Don't go too far away. We've also got the announcement of the MVP coming up and a chance for all of you here in the crowd to win some free BenQ goodies as well. Don't go too far away. We'll be right back.